Walters is a podcast host, an entrepreneur, and self-proclaimed boss mom. She first went viral when she quit her job live on social media in 2019, and since then, she's built a successful motivational speaking business and started her own TV show. Now, she's out with her first book. It's called Nothing is Missing, a Memoir of Living Boldly. It is published by Simon & Schuster, which, like CBS, is part of Paramount Global. Nicole, good morning.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. Good morning.
Thank you.
I love the title of this book, Nothing is Missing. Explain to our viewers what that means.
So, I mean, I think that we've all lost so much, if for nothing else, after the pandemic, kind of our idea of what we thought the world would give. And what's unfortunate is we get caught up in that idea. We start saying, what is missing? What can go back to the norm? But instead, if we shift to nothing's missing, I lack nothing, and everything I need in this moment has already arrived, it allows us to move forward with so much more grace.
I want to talk about your philosophy of living boldly, making bold decisions, because you attracted a lot of attention when you quit live in front of everybody. 2019. Can you just briefly take us to your mindset there, why you quit that way, and after you did it, did you have a, oh, bleep, what have I done?
Of course. Who doesn't have that moment, right? But I always like to phrase it as, I didn't just quit my job, I hired myself. So I had planned, to give myself a promotion. I built a business, I had a nest egg, I prepared. But when it came time to quit my job, I mean, call it burning down the bridge so I couldn't run back across it when I was scared.
What was your job at the time that you
I
quit?
worked in corporate America for a Fortune 500. I'd been doing that for a decade in business development. So I knew what I was jumping into, becoming a private consultant, but nevertheless, entrepreneurship is scary, but bold moves are the beginning of anything great. And so that was just the first of many.
Let's talk about when you were younger. You write that you were born into poverty.
Yes.
And you realized early on that no one was coming to save you.
Yes.
It reminds me of something I once heard. She needed a hero, so she became one. What did you...
Nicole,
I like how you absorb.
Oh, yes.
Nicole said, that's
absorb
me.
that.
Yes.
Yes, I'm always a learner. I'm like,
Yeah.
I was like, yes.
And what did you realize about yourself when you kind of came to your own aid?
Sure. So first things, I mean, obviously we all have systemic and societal circumstances that aren't our fault, right? We all have cards that we've been dealt that we want to honor and respect, but ultimately we do have our own agency. And it was important for me to realize, what tools do I have and how can I use and leverage those to change my circumstances?
Yeah.
And that's what I mean when I say no one's coming to save you. It's that any big need or desire you want has to be initiated by you.
Your parents play a big role in your
they
success
do.
story. You said they're from Ghana. You said you have an immigrant mindset. Your father, unfortunately, is no longer with us. He passed away. But I am curious about what your mother makes of your success today. Because she seems proud of you, but she's also like, hello.
So anyone who has immigrant or old Southern parents, they understand. I called my mother up just the other day and I told her I was in the book, and she's like, this one is nice and all. Thank you for putting me in your book. But there's still time for medical school. You can still have twins. There's so much more you can still do. And I was like, more, Mom. I'm talking to Gayle.
What more can I do?
What more can I
But doesn't she say, I had a hand in this? You're good, but I had a hand in it.
Yes, and what's beautiful is she does also remind me that, look, this is something that's been long in the works and is part of your ancestors, and I laid the foundation for you because I want you to run with it. So she's supportive, she cheers me on, but she also reminds me that she wants to be a super grandma.
Before we go, really quickly, we got 30 seconds, but you're also the mom of 3 adopted daughters. How did boldness play a role in how these young girls came to your life?
Well, I met these girls after driving down a street in Baltimore, Maryland, and I very quickly, within 30 days, moved from mentor to mommy. And I just knew I had to be there
That's
in
extraordinary.
any ways they needed me. So it was bold, but it was so right.
You talked your way into Wheel of Fortune. I mean...
I know, Gayle.
Yeah, that story.
The book is loaded.
That's right. You got to pick up this book. Nicole Walters, thank you very much. We're cheering you on.
having me.
Yes.
Nothing is Missing goes on sale now. Pick it up.